know dubstep, you know this one. Skream's Midnight Request Line is one of those tracks that helped define the early UK dubstep sound. And Skream was one of the key pioneers who pushed the genre forward in the 2000s. I originally made this video over 5 years ago, recreating the track from scratch and breaking down what makes it work. And since many of you probably weren't following the channel back then, I thought it was worthy to bring this one back. What I like about tracks like this is that despite how iconic they became, the production itself is actually quite simple. So in this video, I'll show you how to recreate Midnight Request Line and hopefully give you a better understanding of what made that classic dubstep sound so effective. Let's get into it. Alright, so here is the project, and I am working 140 beats per minute, which is pretty standard for dubstep. And here's the kick, and for those new to programming dubstep, it is programmed at half time. So although it's at 140 beats per minute, the vibe is more at 70 beats per minute. So the beats would be placed twice as far apart as opposed to regular time. So instead of that 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, ka, it's boom, 2, ka, 4. And we have a clap pattern, and this is a 2-bar pattern. I have a clap here on the third beat, and then a third beat of the second bar as well. And I'm using 2 different claps. It's what I noticed on Midnight Request Line, where Skream uses 2 different claps. There's one big open clap here, and then he has this kind of truncated clap here. And here's the big clap, and here's the other clap. And I'm simply using the sample endpoint to end it a bit early to give that truncated sound. So here's the rhythm together. Now the beat does change up throughout the track, but I will show you that later. So with the hi-hats, Skream uses more of a galloping pattern that pauses on the 4th beat. So this is what he has. So just 1, 2, 3, and we pause to 4. And then there's an open hi-hat here between the beats, like that. And then he just fills the gaps with ghost hits. And by ghost hits, I mean just using the hi-hat and bringing the velocity down. So I'm holding Alt, click, and drag is another way to bring the velocity down. Otherwise, you can use the pencil and just draw it in. And then we could just copy it and fill the gaps. We leave a space here. Okay, now onto the melody section. Now what I like about this track is that most dance music tracks stay within a key. The difference with Midnight Request Line is that there are 2 sections and it switches between keys within these sections. So the first section revolves around the bass note of F, and the second section moves on to a bass note of C. And this switch up creates some really nice movement and energy and emotion because you're in one section and it takes you to another place when it switches up. And this is a really nice technique you can learn and employ into your own writing. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the first section and then we'll build the second section. So here's the first section, and like I said, we start with the key of F. And it just switches down a note for that melody. So it goes from F to E. And this bass is simply a sine wave with a bit of saturation on it. Hope you guys are enjoying this classic STRANJAH tutorial. If you want to support the channel, if you're looking for tools to create jungle drum and bass music, check out my online shop, 𝗙𝗢𝗚𝗙𝗢𝗙𝗢𝗙. My Jungleism Serum 2 preset pack has been very popular. It allows you to create jungle on the fly. Essentially, you can chop between these MIDI patterns and create jungle just like that. Here's a preset from the pack. Check out this text step macro. Instant Paradox 1998 styles. Also, if you're looking for nasty bass presets, check out my Gnarly Volume 1 and 2 bundle, which is available for a discount. Here's a preset. Here's another one from Volume 2. Also, if you're looking for straight up jungle breaks, the 𝗙𝗙𝗩𝗘 sample pack is great for that. And for more modern jungle and roller breaks, the 𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗪 Volume 1 and 2 packs are amazing for this. Otherwise, you can check out our Deviant Production Suite, which allows you to get 12 packs at 50% off. You can learn more down in the links below. So the stab sound is a very basic sound that we use in dance music. It's a filtered square wave, and I designed this with Vital, but you can do this with virtually any synthesizer. What I have with the square wave is it's being fed to a low pass filter. I brought the cutoff down, and there's an envelope here where it controls the cutoff, so it starts high and low, and it goes really quickly to give that stab sound. So notice if it's too long. And I just added a bit of unison for some wideness, but really that's it. I added a bit of EQing and then some delay. So the stabs are used to play a 2-note chord. And since we're playing the F key first, we're going to use F minor. Now I'm using Ableton Live so I can enable the scale mode and choose F minor, and this will help us find the notes. So the notes are simply going up. So that's the top note, but then we have to add a note underneath to build that chord. So it's simply... And then I'm just going to turn off the scale mode, and simply the chords repeat, and then it shifts down chromatically. Now this is why I needed to turn off the scale mode, otherwise it won't transpose chromatically when I move it down. So I'm going to hold Control, click, and drag to copy, and then I'm going to shift this down like this, like that. So let's hear it with the bass. Now, it may have looked like it was really easy for me to find those notes, but it actually took me a while to study the track and listen to what's underneath. It's easier to find the top notes, but you have to train your ear to really listen closely and find what is that note underneath. And sometimes you may have to experiment a bit, keep playing, rearranging the notes. But that scale feature definitely helps because we can then narrow it down to only the keys that belong to that particular chord or scale, and then we can just find it by elimination. And of course, the scale feature is available in Ableton 11, which is coming out later in 2021. Alright, on to the second section of the track where the key jumps up to a C. So I have the main bass line here playing the F and E. And we're simply going to select the notes and move it up to C. Okay, so now let's find the chords for the second section. Now, since the second section is based around the key of C, then the chords are playing just a regular C minor. So again, we can use the scale function, bring it to C minor, just fold all the other notes so we only see C minor, and then we can hit every other note. And then it just repeats going up the next octave. So you can see it's the same notes: C, E flat, G, C, E flat, G. And this one, it plays faster. The other one is playing 8th notes, while this one is playing 16th notes for that faster vibe. Now, to stack the chords for this section, it seems like he was doing something very interesting, which is he just copied the sequence and just pasted it here like this so that it's stacked like that, so it builds a chord. And then we can just copy that and paste it here. And then there's one here, but shift it down to the key of B. We can take out these last two notes here on each section. So let's hear it together with the bass and drums. And then there's this section here at the end of the phrase with the same stab patch playing at a lower octave. So it plays like this. It really only happens at the end of the phrase before it switches. And then there's another section of the track where there's a little more energy and the bass line plays more of a rhythmic melody. So he takes the original bass patch of the C to B, and he uses a rhythm which is actually used a lot in a style called reggaeton, and simply it's boom, 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 boom. So that boom, 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 boom. So you have a regular quarter note, boom, boom, and then you have this fake triplet here. So that creates that kind of little groove, and then we have a regular quarter note here. Then this note is extended. So here's that section. And underneath there are some pads, and it's following the bass line. So I just copied the bass line over to this airspace pad patch found in Ableton. So you can find it if you have Ableton Suite. And simply, we just take this note out, hit legato to connect the notes. Again, we can use the scale to find the chord, uncheck scale, and simply we're going to transpose this, so like this. And then he inverts the chord, so he takes the two top notes and moves it an octave down like this. And this is just called playing around with the voicing of the chord. It's still the same chord because it's the same notes, but just the order of the notes have changed. So inverting chords and playing with the voicing of chords is a neat way to change how a chord sounds while still playing that same chord. So all we did was just take those notes that we had up here, select them, shift down to move it an octave down, or shift up to move it octave up. That's the shortcut. And then the second part of the track just plays the chords as is, playing the normal voicing of the triad. Alright, so I moved the project into the arrangement view so we can see how the different sections respond to each other. Now, I just colored the sections, so the purple section is the section with the higher bass note at the key of C. The green section is when the bass goes low. And the blue section is just the purple section with that faster reggaeton bass line section. So the intro reduces the chords to just the first two notes. And when we move between the purple to green section, we have those low stabs. So it's like that. And then during the blue section with the faster bass notes, we have some gunshot sound effects. And then at the very start of the track, there's this sample taken from Rockmaster Scott in the Dynamic 3. The track's called Request Line. It's the dub mix. It's found at the very end of the track. And he just took this and added some delay on top.
Yes, you are. Hello, Mark. I'm here a new beat on the request line. Okay, you got it.
So listen to the track and see how this section evolves and responds to each other when we switch from the high note of C down to the F, and how it brings a lot more energy when we go down low.
Yes, you are. Hello, Mark. I hope you have a new beat on the request line. Okay, you get it.
Alright, so that's my remake of Midnight Request Line. Again, I think this is a very nice track to study and look at the compositional techniques used to write the bass line, write different segments of the track, and build chords. Alright, so I couldn't help but put my little spin on it. So I bumped it up to 163 beats per minute for a little jungle / footwork rework. So here's the kick pattern playing a fake triplet. And then I have this think break playing on top. So let's check it out. Alright, so we have a little rejig of Midnight Request Line at 163 beats per minute. And big up Skream for the original. Hope you guys enjoy watching me recreate Midnight Request Line by Skream. Lots of fundamental and important techniques as a music producer, from creating that key change as well as the classic dubstep rhythm. My name is 𝗙𝗙𝗘𝗘, music producer for over 25 years, releases on Metalheadz, Hospital Records, Critical Music. If you want to support this channel directly, you can check out 𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗢𝗙𝗢𝗙.com for sample packs, preset packs, and Ableton kits to help you along your journey. You can learn more down in the links below. For more dubstep videos, check this playlist up here. To learn more about drum and bass sound design, check this playlist up here. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay creative, peace out.